But that's been a hard load lately, you guys. I'll be completely honest. I'm not well. And that's been a hard thing to face. I put on a good show for a lot of people, because a lot of people have hope. And I have always tried to bring hope. But I'm also realizing that that's unsustainable, right? To always be okay. And sometimes it's okay to not be okay. And today I want to say I feel guilty. But I'm not going to, you guys. I am going to say that I followed the rule of 3. So I'm going to discuss with you guys one of the many techniques that I utilize as a person with PTSD and as a revolutionary scholar activist to help manage my PTSD, because I have PTSD forever. It's always with me, and I wish it could go away. I wish there was a cure and I could fix it. But it's part of me, and I have learned how to love it. And I have learned that if I truly love every part of myself, then I also have to love my PTSD. And part of that is understanding how to manage it, and how to understand when I know I'm not okay anymore, right? Like today, I was not okay. And I'm realizing it's because we've been on the go, you guys. For 6 weeks, we've been on the go. And if you're an educator, we're pillars of the community, and we have leaders. We are leaders of classrooms, right? We are leaders of schools, and we are leaders of our community. And those kiddos, or those adults, depending on, where you're teaching, look to you for a certain amount of stability. And I've been honest with my students, not completely honest, right? But honest enough. And I tell them we work through it, and we come up with strategies, and we figure out how to access our resources. And every week, I have a pep in my step. And every week, it's been a little bit harder. And I keep wondering, I'm taking days off. I'm taking time off. I didn't do anything for one whole day, or I cleaned my house today. And I'm realizing I'm recharging my batteries 30%, right? What happens when we put our cell phone, right? We use it all day, and then we only put it in the charger for 10 minutes, right? We pull it out right away. That's what we've been doing to our bodies for the last 6 weeks. And in some parts of the country, for the last 2 months. Right? And depending on your positionality, depending on your level of socioeconomic income, you're dependent on what type of area you're in, right? We are in New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico. And so we are a city of about over 500,000 people, right? We have Rio Rancho too, but we also have all the amenities of a large city, right? But we don't have the same sort of population to support like an area like Phoenix, right? So I had talked to one of my amazing sisters, and she was talking about how it is still very barren. And they got hit about a month before we did, as far as, the impact of the virus. And so this is definitely hitting people in different ways. And like I told you guys today, I called myself the athletic princess in college because I had a lot of privilege. My parents I'm a product of Indian boarding school. So my grandmother was beaten in Indian boarding school. And that made her pledge that all of her kids, by hook or crook, and she had a big fucking wooden spoon, you guys, like for real. Sorry, I don't know if that's allowed on YouTube. But all of her kids have at least a undergraduate degree, and all of them, I believe, I have a couple an aunt and uncle estranged, have at least a master's degree. And so my grandma was heavily influenced. Unfortunately, that success came to a cost, right? We lost our language. We lost our culture. I'm a non-traditional Native American woman, not by my choice, right? But we have to look at those costs, and we have to look at those ramifications and understand how our past really connects to our current lived reality, right? And so I go back to the idea of privilege, right? I am not a traditional Native American. I'm part of the 1%. And that's why I'm always talking to my peers, right? Who are Ivy League graduates and doctors and lawyers and architects and engineers and writers and zookeepers and work for the amazing institutions that, you know, symbolize the heart and brain and leadership of all of our industries, right? And with that knowledge comes responsibility. With that comes class privilege.